Hello everyone, welcome to your online lecture of EST subject. So guys, till now we have completed with two lessons, Unit 1 and Unit 2. Now today we will learn a new chapter, Ecosystem and Biodiversity. This is a very short chapter. It will be finished in 2 lectures. So let's start with today's lecture, that is Ecosystem and Biodiversity. Now, what are its content? All about ecosystem, all about biodiversity assessment initiatives in India, threats and hotspots of biodiversity, conservation of biodiversity, objects, various laws. Okay, guys, I am having doubt here. As per MSBT textbook, in that textbooks only they have given description of all about ecosystem. They haven't given any contents about the next following points. So, let's see what we can do. So, in these 2 lectures, I'm gonna tell you about ecosystem only. Ecosystem. So, ecosystem. Can you see her figure here? One image. What is in that image? What do you can see here? You can see sun, a rabbit, water, trees, land, plants, greenery. Okay, so this is an image of ecosystem. An ecosystem is defined as a community of life forms in concurrence with non-living components interacting with each other. Definitely, in simple terms, ecosystem is nothing but what? It's a combination. It's a combination of living things, non-living things, and their interaction. Of course, they interact with each other. Who? Living things and non-living things, both directly and indirectly interact with each other. Definition of ecosystem. An ecosystem is a community of interacting organisms and their environment. The ecosystem is the structural and functional unit of ecology where the living organisms interact with each other and the surrounding environment. Or in other words, an ecosystem is a chain of interaction between organisms and the environment. The term ecosystem was first coined by Arthur Tansley, an English botanist, in the year 1935. Ecosystem often contain many living things, and can be as small as your backyard or as large as the ocean. So, a thing which is a small in size to a thing which is in large in size, all are a part of ecosystem. Whether it is a living thing, whether it is a non-living thing, doesn't matter. Each and everything is a part of ecosystem. Now, what are the characteristics of ecosystem? Ecosystem can be of any size. Just now I said a small insect which cannot be seen by a naked eye. For example, amoeba. Isn't it? Can we see with the open eyes amoeba? No, na. So amoeba is also a part of ecosystem. So ecosystem can be of any size. The sun is a primary source of energy for the entire world, for the entire ecosystem. Who is the source of energy? The first source, of course, is sun. During flow of energy, all components get role to play as primary, secondary, and tertiary producers or consumers. Here, for food, for energy, we depend on each other. So there is a flow of energy from one person to another, from one thing to another. So they are commonly divided as producer, consumers, and the last and best is decomposers. We know this. Now, classification of ecosystem. Ecosystems can generally be classified into 2 classes such as natural and artificial. Artificial ecosystems are natural regions affected by man's interference. They are artificial lakes, reservoirs, townships, and cities. Whatever we have developed for our benefits only, they comes under artificial ecosystems. And natural ecosystems are basically classified into two major types. They are aquatic ecosystem and terrestrial ecosystem. An ecosystem can be as small as an oasis in a desert or as big as ocean, spanning thousands of miles. There are two types of ecosystem: aquatic ecosystem and terrestrial ecosystem. Now, can you see an image here? And it contains, of course, living things and non-living things. The following chart shows the types of natural ecosystem. Aquatic. In aquatic, can you see marine, freshwater, river, lake, and wetland. And in terrestrial, it contains forest, desert, grassland, and mountains. Now, let's see one by one. First one, aquatic ecosystem. Aquatic ecosystems are ecosystems present in a body of water. This can be further divided into two types, namely freshwater ecosystem and marine ecosystem. Freshwater and marine. The freshwater ecosystem is an aquatic ecosystem that includes lakes, ponds, rivers, streams, and wetlands. These have no salt content in contrast with the marine ecosystem. Freshwater, which is used for drinking, which doesn't contain salt, we know this, and marine contains salt, which comes in ocean. The marine ecosystem includes seas and oceans. These have a larger salt content and greater biodiversity in comparisons to the freshwater ecosystem. The major types of ecosystems are forest, grassland, deserts, tundra, freshwater, and marine. The word biomes may also be used to describe terrestrial ecosystems which extend across a large geographical area such as tundra. The word ocean is the largest existing ecosystem on our planet. See, they might be asked you in MCQ, dash is the largest existing ecosystem on our planet. So answer is ocean. Here in this slide, tundra, you heard this word. Those who belongs to Marathi medium, they might be know this word tundra, taiga, and at that time we supposed to just by heart these names when we were learning geography subject. Am I right? See, when I was in school, during geography subject, I have to remember these words. I have to by heart these words. Tundra, taiga. I don't know. I didn't know the exact meaning of these words at the time. So now let me tell you some general knowledge. Tundra means it's a vast, flat, treeless Arctic region of Europe, Asia, and North America, in which the subsoil is permanently frozen. It means it's a frozen area. Tundra means it's a frozen area. So I repeat, aquatic ecosystem contains freshwater and marine water. Freshwater means which doesn't contain salt, which is used for drinking purpose, and marine water contains salt, and marine water also have a greater biodiversity in it. Next, here one point I have mentioned: major ecosystem of the world. Freshwater means lake, pond, grassland, just now I told you. Terrestrial ecosystem, forest. Ocean ecosystem, marine, island. Now let me tell you about what is left. Terrestrial ecosystems. Before reading this slide, Terrestrial ecosystems are exclusively land-based ecosystems. There are different types of terrestrial ecosystems distributed around various geographical zones. They are forest ecosystem, grassland ecosystem, tundra ecosystem, and desert ecosystem. Forest ecosystem. What do you mean by forest ecosystem? A forest ecosystem consists of several plants, animals, microorganisms that live in coordination with the abiotic factors of the environment. Forest helps in maintaining the temperature of the earth and are the major carbon sink. Am I right? Then, what do you mean by grassland ecosystem? In a grassland ecosystem, the vegetation is dominated by grasses and the herbs. Temperate grasslands, savanna grasslands are some of the examples of grassland ecosystems. Then, tundra ecosystem. Tundra ecosystems are devoid of trees and are found in cold climate or where rainfall is scarce. These are covered with snow for most of the year. This ecosystem in the Arctic or mountain tops is tundra type. Then the last one is desert ecosystem. Deserts are found throughout the world. These are regions with very little rainfall. The days are hot and the nights are cold over there. Now, let's see general characteristics of ecosystem. An ecosystem contained in a particular region depends upon temperature, other atmospheric parameters like gases, plants grow in an area, overall climate, and the fluctuations faced. Any such ecosystem is called as biomes. See, the pronunciation is biome. Guys, biome means it can be a small area where there is living things, non-living things, all other abiotic factors. So that area is called as biomes. A biome is an area of the planet that can be classified according to the plants and animals that live in it. Next definition. Temperature, soil, and the amount of light and water help determine what life exists in a biomes. In particular, that biomes. See, we know this, even we learned this. If we live in a hot area, then our lifestyle is that area's lifestyle is different. The clothing style is different. Eating style is different. So such type of things we can call it as biomes. It can be defined as an area of land contained with plants and animals which are adapted according to the climatic conditions of environment in the region. Just now I said, as per the surrounding conditions, all living things adapt themselves to survive in that region. So that can also be called as biomes. Now, types of ecosystems in biomes. Tundra, a fully frozen area. Grassland, covered with grass. Chaparral, vegetation consisting leafy or tangled shrubs and thorny bushes. Savanna, a grassy plain in tropical and subtropical regions with few trees. Alpine, a plant native to mountain districts, often suitable for growing in rock gardens. Taiga, coniferous forest of high northern latitudes. Terrestrial forest, desert, rainforest. These are all different types of ecosystem in biomes. Means, if we take an example of tundra, this is a particular land which is totally frozen. Yes, so at that region, different types of animals will be living, might be living, plants might be there. So different. Tundra is different from desert. Desert, it's fully what we call soil or sand. It is full of sand. And Take another example of rainforest. Rainforest means full of rain and a large amount of plants. I think you got the idea behind biomes and different types of biomes, ecosystems in biomes. Now, what are the components in any biomes or in any ecosystem? Obviously, there would be two components of any ecosystem, biotic and abiotic. Here I have given you table about biotic and abiotic things in ecosystem. The structure of an ecosystem is characterized by the organization of both biotic and abiotic component. This includes the distribution of energy in our environment. It also includes the climatic conditions prevailing in that particular environment. So, the structure of an ecosystem can be split into two main components, namely biotic and abiotic. The biotic and abiotic components are interrelated in an ecosystem. It is an open system where the energy and components can flow throughout the boundaries. So, what are in biotic components? Biotic components refer to all life in an ecosystem. Based on nutrition, biotic components can be categorized into autotrophs, heterotrophs, and decomposers. What do you mean by autotrophs? Autotrophs means those who prepare their own food. Heterotrophs means those who depend on food for food on others. And decomposers, we know the decomposer. Autotrophs, we can call them as producers as well as. Producers include all autotrophs such as plants. They are called autotrophs as they can produce food through the process of photosynthesis. Consequently, all other organisms higher up on the food chain rely on producers for food. Then consumers. Consumers, again it is divided into 3 to 4 types: primary consumers, secondary consumers, tertiary consumers. And finally, its decomposers include saprophytes such as fungi and bacteria. They directly thrive on the dead and decaying organic matter. Decomposers are essential for the ecosystem as they help in recycling nutrients to be used by plants. Now, let's see about abiotic components. Abiotic components are the non-living components of an ecosystem. It includes air, water, soil, minerals, sunlight, temperature, nutrients, wind, altitude, etc. So, let's see what's next. So this is all about, we have seen half point all about ecosystem. In next video, I'll tell you about functions of ecosystems. So till then guys, tata, bye bye, have a nice day, be safe and keep others safe. Bye.